So we get the common question of when should I use the K2 flash from K2, which is a metal flashing, simple, self-sealing, has EverSeal technology on the bottom there, and seals with the metal flashing, pretty traditional in roofing. And when to use the splice foot, which is a self-sealing, non-metal flashing, and has a flexible flashing on the bottom that mounts to the surface. So I've been working with metal flashings in my career for over 10 years, working with roofers on best practices, designing products with manufacturers, training crews on how to install these properly. And I'll never forget when my mind started seeing the light for these non-metal flashings. We were in Las Vegas and it was 115 degrees and it was starting to get real hot. We were almost gonna get off the roof. It was so hot. It cooled down a little bit, but we started installing all the mounting systems, and when you install these metal flashings, you have to get into the shingle course. So here we have a rafter laid out, we did our pilot hole, we're breaking the shingle, and on the back side of this shingle has a seal tab. That seal tab comes prefabbed on the shingle with, you know, part of the manufacturing process of these shingles. So they're designed to hold down the shingle and not have any wind-driven rain get underneath them. So as installers, we gotta break that seal so that we can get our flashing in. We also gotta get to the nail, pop the nail out and remove it so that the flashing is in the correct position so that you're not overhanging the drip edge and you're into that third course slightly so that if you do hit a seam on top, water's not getting in there. So there's some room for error here when you're installing a metal flashing. Still a great product, it just needs to be installed properly. So when we were in Las Vegas doing this job, these guys were just destroying the roof, getting in there, and it's not their fault. It's so hot, the roof was baked down so hard that they just could not break this seal. And some of these tabs are pretty thin. Sometimes less than 1/8 of an inch here. So it's really hard sometimes to break that seal without tearing the shingle. So in that scenario, if you find yourself having issues breaking the shingles to get the metal flashing in, then you can decide to try out the splice foot, which is using the EverSeal technology. It goes down directly on top of the shingles. And what we have here is two examples of the features of this product. So the self-tapping screws are designed to go in both the rafter and the decking. In this case right here, we're showing you the rafter connection, and it's just two of these screws going into the rafter in the center of the mount. The other 4 holes are designed for going into the decking. So the decking, you use the same screws, but you're going into the 4 corners of the mount. So you can go onto our design tool base and see those pull-out values to see your spans, to see which is better for your area and getting your engineering. So we do pull-out tests, we do shear tests, so we have these values and they're built into our design tool. The design tool also has ASCE 716 built in. All of the engineering's built into that, so make sure you go in there to design that. The other thing I wanted to point out here real quick is when you're installing these flashings, you're gonna be putting sealant here, sealant in the pilot hole, and what you're not doing with this product is installing sealant at all. Since these screws are self-tapping, the screw goes through the butyl and it pulls the butyl into the penetration, and by not pre-drilling, you are making a clean contact hole. The butyl seals itself, and you don't need you don't need sealant around the rest of the edges of this. The butyl actually squishes out and protects the roof, and it seals itself. So no additional sealant, no pilot holes. This product has a lot of benefits to it, but by all means, if you want to do the standard metal flashing, K2 offers both with the K2 Flash product as well as the splice foot. So go on our website, get a sample, see which one works best for you, do the design and base, and you can decide between the two of these.